Good morning everyone. Today I am going to take a lecture of applied statistics chapter number 4 hypothesis. Okay, in the probability and statistics. So what is the hypothesis? Actually this chapter is very interesting because of whole the chapter depends on the assumption prediction. Okay, so what is the meaning of the hypothesis? Hypothesis that means the prediction outcome of the research in the mind of the researcher before starting the research work. Okay, this is called the hypothesis. That means hypothesis we can say that the one type of the assumption. So always we take the positive hypothesis. Got it? So here the hypothesis whole the chapter depends on this hypothesis. So we have the two types of our hypothesis. Number one is the null hypothesis and second one is the alternative hypothesis. Okay, so in this chapter we already tagged a null hypothesis is always true. That means what? What do you mean by the null hypothesis? Because of here we have the two type of hypothesis, null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Okay, if a null hypothesis is accepted, then automatically the alternative hypothesis is rejected. Got it? That means what? We find only the null hypothesis. That means every question depends on the null hypothesis. Because of we find the null hypothesis for example rejected. Okay, so automatically alternative hypothesis is accepted. Okay, so what do you mean by the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis? So one example is that in case a pharmaceutical company manufactured a drug, that is the medicine Crocin. Okay, so they have the theoretical data. 20% people 20% people take this medicine. Okay. After that, this pharmaceutical company manufactured, for example, the Combiflam medicine. Okay. So, this medicine is more better from the Crocin. Okay. So, they survey that the 20% people also use the Combiflam and this is the Crocin. Okay, so if this is a theoretical data, okay, and this is a observed data, okay, so if there is a theoretical data, there is no difference between the theoretical data and the observed data. That means what? 20% people take the Crocin and more better after that they manufacture the Combiflam and this medicine is more better from the Crocin than 20% people also you take the Combiflam. Okay, that means there is no difference between the theoretical data and the observed data. Okay, so this type of hypothesis we can say that the null hypothesis. Okay, in case the theoretical data is 20% and the observed data is 30% or 10%, then this type of hypothesis is the alternative hypothesis. Okay, that means in this chapter we claimed that, actually we claimed that one sentence. For example, 20% people take the Crocin medicine. Okay, so in this problem we solve this type of problem and we prove that our assumption is correct. That means 20% people take the Crocin. Okay, so this type of question we find the null hypothesis. In case more than 20% people use the Crocin or less than 20% people take the Crocin. So this type of hypothesis is a alternative hypothesis. That means there is no difference between the theoretical data and the observed data. So this type of hypothesis is the null hypothesis, and if the null hypothesis is rejected, got it? Then this hypothesis automatically converted into the alternative hypothesis. Okay, so in this chapter, the 2 points are very important. First one is the population. Okay, first one is the population and second one is the survey. Okay, population and the survey. Okay, so what do you mean by the population? Population, that means population of the India. Okay, this is not a population form. This is also the population, but population, that means the total number of people, total number of things, total number of equipments. Okay, and what do you mean by the survey? For example, the exit poll. Okay, if the result of the exit poll is they survey some people, that means some people from Mumbai, some people from Delhi, some people from Ahmedabad, and after that they find the result and apply whole the population. Okay, so population and survey, these 2 points are very important in this chapter. Okay, so next one is the one-tailed test. Okay, and the two-tailed test. So what do you mean by the one-tailed test and two-tailed test? So here, before starting these two types of test, first we will discuss about the level of significance. Okay, the example is that, for example, how many students, are passed in the GTU examination in third sem. Okay, so for example, our total marks is 100. Okay, so how many students are passed in this examination? So we have the total passing marks, that means the level of significance. If 100 students are given in the given in this examination, for example, and 40 students are passed, but what is the level for passing marks? Okay, 40 or 50. So this is the level of significance. That means we have the level of significance in this hypothesis chapter. So in this chapter we have the 3 types of level of significance. Okay, 1%, 5% and 10%. Okay, and we have already given in table for finding the 1% level of significance, 5% level of significance and 10% level of significance. Okay, so these 3 types of level of significance depends on the one-tailed test and two-tailed test. Okay, so here the one-tailed test, this is the 2 type of test, left-tailed and right-tailed test. Okay, so for example, we check here the 5% level of significance. Okay, 5% level of significance for finding the one-tailed test. So in this table, we have the value of 5% level of significance in left-tailed test is -1.65. Okay, and this is also we have already seen in the normal distribution. This type of diagram, what we have already seen in normal distribution. So here this is the mean and this is the standard deviation. Okay, so our formula is in the Z form. That means we write here the Z form, mod of Z. That means we take always the positive value. Okay, if a given value is -1.65, that means here the 95% and this is the 5%, that means we find the 5% level of significance. Okay, level of significance, 1% level of significance, 5% level of significance and 10% level of significance. Okay, so if our values, both the -1.65, that means our value is above the -1.65, that means this area. Okay, so this area is acceptance area. Okay, and this area is rejection area. Okay, this area is acceptance area and this area is rejection area. So for example, if our value of z is minus 1.54. For example, value of z is minus 1.54. So in the minus 1.54 we draw here the line. Got it? So this is the including in the acceptance area. So our null hypothesis is accepted. We can say that null hypothesis is accepted. But for example, our value of z is minus 1.85. Minus 1.85. So we draw here the minus 1.85. So this is the rejection area. So our null hypothesis is rejected and alternative hypothesis is automatically accepted. Okay, and this is the, we can say that the left-tailed test. Okay, left-tailed test. For example, we find the right-tailed test. Okay, so in the right-tailed test, the diagram is, so the right-tailed test, the diagram is in the left-tailed test for the level of significance of 5%, the value is minus 1.65. Okay, but here we write the right-tailed test, so value of 5% level of significance is plus 1.65. In case our value of z, that means the formula of the z, the value of z is greater than 1.65. See here the diagram carefully. If our value is greater than plus 1.65, that means this area is rejection area. Okay, and if our value is less than 1.65, then whole the area is acceptance area. Okay, and obviously here is the 5% level of significance. So here the 95% area is the acceptance area for the right-tailed test. Got it? So next one is the two-tailed test. Okay, so in the two-tailed test, for finding the level of significance 5%. In case if our question is not given in the level of significance. Okay, in case the level of significance is not given in our question, so you automatically always consider the 5% level of significance. Okay, that means by default you consider. Okay, so here this is the two-tailed test. So two-tailed test, that means for here we write the diagram. Okay, and after that here 1.96 and this is the plus 1.96. That means according to our table, the two-tailed test, the total value mod of z is equal to 1.96. That means here we write the plus 1.96 and here we write the minus 1.96, and we have already seen here this is the plus 1 sigma, this is the plus 2 sigma. Okay, this is minus 1 sigma and this is the minus 2 sigma. Okay, so according this we draw here the diagram with the help of two-tailed test. So if in our question the given in the two-tailed test, so we write here the minus 1.96 and plus 1.96. If our value of z is between the minus 1.96 to plus 1.96, that means we can say that the our null hypothesis is accepted. Okay, and if our value is less than this or greater than this, means minus 1.96 less than the minus 1.96 or here greater than the plus 1.96, then we can say that our null hypothesis is rejected. Okay, after that we write our alternative hypothesis is accepted. So this is the one-tailed and two-tailed test. So one example is very easy for finding the one-tailed and two-tailed test. For example, we have the two type of means. The value of first mean is 23 and the value of second mean is 43. For example, this is very easy example for understanding this one-tailed and two-tailed test. Okay, how we assume this type of question is one-tailed or two-tailed? Because for finding a final answer, we always compare these values. Okay, after that we write a null hypothesis is accepted or rejected. Okay, so this is very easy example. For example, we have the two types of mean. The value of first mean is 23 and the value of the second mean is 43. Okay, if we find the difference of both the means, the difference is 20, 43 minus 20. So this type of question is depend on the two-tailed test. Okay, because of here we use both the means. Because of we find the difference of the mean. So difference of the mean, that means obviously we use the both the means. Okay, but in case but we find the claim that 23 less than 43. Claim that 23 less than 43. That means this is the one condition only. So we use the one-tailed test. Okay. For example, the condition is that 43 greater than 23. This is also the condition 43 greater than 23. So this type of question we use the one-tailed test. Okay, and if we use both the means, then we use the two-tailed test. Okay, so this is the basic points for solving the question of the hypothesis, that is a problem of the hypothesis. The next one is these 6 points are very important for solving the question, for finding the final answer. Depends on the hypothesis. Okay, so always you write the 6 points. 6 point is number 1, the null hypothesis. Okay, so null hypothesis is defined H naught. H and suffix we write here the 0. Okay, H naught. So first we write the null hypothesis. Okay, so null hypothesis, that means what? If we claimed that 20% people take the crocin medicine, so this is the true. Okay, and we consider this sentence is true, so our null hypothesis is what? H naught. 20% people take this medicine. Okay, the alternative hypothesis, that means what? The alternative hypothesis just opposite the null hypothesis. That means 20% people not take the crocin. Okay. Next one is the level of significance. So in this chapter we have the 3 types of level of significance: 1%, 5% and 10%. Okay. If in our question the level of significance is not given, then automatically you write here the 5%. You consider the 5% level of significance. Okay. Fourth one is the test static. Test statistic, we write in this state the formula of the Z depends on our question. Okay. The next one is the critical value. Critical value, that means if our question depends on the 5% level of significance and one tailed test. Okay. So in the one tailed test, the value of level of significance 5% is 1.65. So we write here mod of Z alpha is equal to 1.65. Because of we write here the mod, so we write only the 1.65. Okay, and the last is the decision. Decision, that means if our value less than this 1.65, that means the value of test static less than 1.65, that means our decision is what? Decision is null hypothesis is accepted. And for example, the value of test static is greater than this 1.65, then we write here the null hypothesis is rejected. Okay, so I will continue this topic in our next lecture. Thank you for watching this video.